It's Week 13 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. He starts play fourth in the NFL in receiving yardage. It's the Commanders and the Falcons on Thursday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight we kick off Week 13 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they enter play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And last weekend, they pulled one out in a very low-scoring affair. It was all about their defense.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they come in playing some decent football, 5-3 in their last 8 games. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass. So he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom
Vin Diesel
line.
could
That's
be
why
welcome on a
defense
fight.
loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Ready.
They'll begin the drive with a run by Dillon. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now this defense for the Commanders, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. Quick slant there, gets him the first down, 6 yards on the play. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys?
Boy,
coming off the last game.
Graham Cracker Island.
Thursday
Alright,
night,
that's
guys
what
have a
that
little
is.
extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
After the incomplete
That's
pass here
trademark,
now is 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. He finds Corey Davis. And he slips up past the 45 before
you've
being
been
tackled.
a real letdown since
It's
we
a
got
gain
you
of
into this
11 and the
organization.
Falcons pick up the first.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
2 first downs have him
You
up
have
near
one job
midfield
to
now
play
on
slot.
1st and 10.
You get paid pretty good too.
And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Check pink. Smith red. Black block. Blue check. Yellow line.
Dillon up the middle. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I whiffed that side.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
That's a good kick.
Just a 30-yard punt that time. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
Scary. You didn't want to chip him?
First down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
First carry of the game for Brian Robinson. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. With a play fake, and now here's how to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Kind of like... How about that?
Howell trying to pick it up on third. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. Means this will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll go play action. Howell sliding out of the pocket.
No.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by A.J. Terrell. And the Falcons are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
On 2nd down, Carrington. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Blue check. Yellow line.
Tua going to throw. And complete to Drake London. Finding space at the 40. Now he's loose at the 40. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Dillon now on 1st and 10. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Check white. Switch yellow.
Again, it's Dillon. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Go. Ready?
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. 4th down.
Looks low-key with Lexington.
Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. Koo knocks this one through the post, and the Falcons are out to a 3-0 advantage.
I can't see that.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
Now I feel like I got to fire him.
Give the ball up. What's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. They'll run on 1st down. Means, and he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Howell, he'll look to throw it. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
Howell's throw into the hands of McLaurin. He'll get it inside the 20. A huge play there for Washington. 44 yards.
Bro, I called a timeout. Come on. Come huddle up. Like, I want to go over this, but...
On 1st down, means that he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more? They'll try to run with Robinson. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Cade York on now for the field goal. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. York able to send this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. One of the best of the early games, we'll highlight it there. The Giants in for a stern test at home at MetLife Stadium as they get set to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams taking on the Buffalo Bills. And lastly, we'll wrap up the week on Monday Night Football. Definitely one to tune in for, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the LA Chargers. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And they didn't get a whole lot done in the rushing department in those first 2 quarters. They probably feel pretty lucky to be tied here at halftime. Meanwhile, for Washington, they too didn't do a whole lot in terms of rushing efficiency in that first half, as you can tell by the numbers there. Both teams currently making their final adjustments. We're getting ready for the second half. So we'll send it back up to FedEx Field and hand things back over to Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
They'll run on first down. Means down to the 42, second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone carrying around the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he will score.
Let's go, Han Solo.
So the touchdown there, and that play, the tap pass, so simple, Charles, on the face of it, but what makes it so difficult for defenses to stop?
I think it's the precision and the quickness in which the play occurs, because the snap gets to the quarterback. He's essentially playing volleyball with it, just immediately just shoveling it forward. And when that receiver's at a full head of steam, if you don't take the edge away, he's got a chance to get to the corner and get upfield. But if you take the edge away, that's your chance to disrupt that play.
And no disruption there, that's for sure, as it winds up 6 points. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early.
I'm gonna send you to the hospital
to
it.
Still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Play action. Now it's Tua. That's going to be caught.
Hit Smokey like that.
And he's going to be taken out of bounds, but not before he gets this all the way down to the 10. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 57 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here we go, set.
On 1st down, Tagovailoa. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 2nd and goal, Tua flushed out right, and he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
Tua now, 3rd and goal. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17.
That's the Predator.
Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And he's on the heels of winning the NFC Defensive Player of the Week award. He had a pair of sacks in last week's game, Charles.
So much for adjusting, so much for game planning, right? You know that he had the 2 sacks last week. Why aren't you able to block him? Sometimes the superior athlete just wins.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and that'll bring him back within 4. So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
Taking it about the 1. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. He'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And some space here. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Faking the handoff, Howell. They'll roll him out right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
On second down now, Means officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the fourth. Howell throwing on third down here. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
After the sack on first down, Tua got his man complete over the middle. That's Davis. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Fielded at about the 28. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. A 1st and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders at the 31-yard line. He'll start with a give to Robinson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Now, during that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Means, and he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
On 2nd and 7, Howell. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 24-yard line. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. On 1st down, Means he'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now they go play action with Howell. Rolling to his right. And Brake, the tight end's got it. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. And Howell will throw it. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back. I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync.
No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Howell, 3rd and goal. The quick slant caught. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Commanders football as we get back to it. They come up on an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. They'll run for it with Robinson. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the offense will recover, but it won't make much difference here. This will still be a turnover on downs. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Falcons able to muster together a goal line stand. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. The drive starts with a carry by Dillon. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Clock running, and the Falcons moving with a sense of urgency. Thomas brings it in. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them. And this is where they have to be careful because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them. Tua to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going. And I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
He's got him in, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Now Tua. Now swing pass for Dillon. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's Tua. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. These are the spots this stage of the game where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
Let's go now.
Tagovailoa. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. So a victory here for the Commanders. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Washington, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they'll get a few extra days.
I catch him like O.D. Beckham. Haunting up the devil when built like Tiana Teller and balling at 27. I feel like he mine.